What are you doing over here? Building on stuff?
I had a buyout today. So I'm sorry, it's kind of messy around here, but we had a team buyout, so I have to go through each part. I take every single thing apart, clean it, put it on the shelf for resale.
Are you just like a local guy, or who are you actually like selling to?
So, I gotta tell you a story. So let me see, it was 18 years ago, I guess, that I was out racing and I needed a replacement part. So I checked in my catalogs and I realized that I couldn't afford the brand new part. And I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna call around. I'm gonna call some of my local buddies and see if they had any used sprint car parts that they were willing to part with. And I started calling and I spent the entire day. And I had to invest in the new parts anyway. And I realized, this is a real detriment to our budget. So I thought, well, people must be in the market for used parts. So I set up a business and I thought, we need to give some low budget racers an opportunity. So if they need to look for parts, I've got them. When you look on the internet, all you're seeing is a two-dimensional format of something and you can't really tell. And you order it, you get it in hand and you don't really like it. Here I've got a display. People like it.
Okay. So have you always been a racer, or when did you quit? When did you start? I see pictures over here. Is that you wrecking over there, or what happened over there?
Yeah, that was me. So I started in 1985 and I continued through till 2015. Let's see. Oh man, we're gonna blame this all on Grandpa. All right, so that's Grandpa. This was a Husets race. The track that you were at last night, Husets. That's a picture of 1957 at Husets. So Grandpa was number 39. You can see in the front corner. And he chose the number 39 because his first race car was a Chevy, a 39 Chevy. And so that's how they came up with the number. So this was my last fire suit in 2015. I have been a Cowboys fan since birth. Love the Dallas Cowboys.
Is that why this is gray or silver and blue?
It is.
Okay.
It is. And every time I order t-shirts, so I do different colors every year. I do different team colors. And we give away our t-shirts free. Free to the fans, free to the consumers. We give, it's
Roger Staubach or Troy Eckman?
Oh, no. Roger Staubach.
What about Tony Romo? He's responsible for more heart attacks in Dallas than McDonald's. So this is like the wall of everything?
Yeah, kind of. This was like the 30-year memorial. So 728 races in 30 years. And we went to schools and churches and camps to give inspirational speeches to kids with various disabilities, some hearing, some deaf, but just to kind of do the you can type of speech.
Okay. You got Doug Clark up there.
Yeah, Doug Clark. Of course.
So I noticed different numbers. 39, 34, 78. Why are the number changes? 85?
Sure. Well, okay, so the first 2 years we ran enduros. And you drew the number and they were assigned. You didn't get to pick your numbers back then.
Okay.
Then I went into a sprint car and I had 39 for many, many years. So 1988 to 1993. So I drove a 39 for those years. 1994, I drove for a different guy and he selected the number 32.
Okay.
And let's see where we're at. Then I went back to 39 for a little bit.
Right.
In 2009, I actually had 3 different numbers. I had 39, 34W, and 21 that year. And then when my grandfather passed away, so that was 2010, we decided that maybe it would be a good time to close the chapter of the number 39. So we retired that number, which is kind of funny because I've told people that I've changed to 39. I've asked what I should drive. And other people were like, hey, you should use one number or the next. And so I decided to host an auction, a bid. Person with the highest bid, we selected their number. And the guy who won, Kevin Droll, he bid the highest number, and he wanted a 22X, so I ran his number for 2 years. I moved over to the number 78 in memory of my brother-in-law, who had passed away in 2007.
And then, of course, I see some micros and even a modified. What's up with that? Because I see sprint cars and all of a sudden micros and modifieds.
Yeah. You know, I like to try different things, and I wanted to try modified. It looked fun, and it was. It was really fun. I liked it. That was a good year. But the last 4 years, I moved into a micro, mostly just because my business was growing so much, and I didn't really like racing against my customers. So I moved into a micro so I wasn't competing in the same classes.
And it looks like somebody else is in this car? Have you had other drivers drive your cars? Who have you had drive cars, or no?
Oh, yeah. No, which one? Right here?
Yeah,
That's
one.
my daughter.
Oh, no, right here. This looks like a different guy, or is...
Oh. No, I was wearing the Denver Broncos uniform.
Oh, it's a uniform. It looks like a jersey. It looks like a jersey.
No,
I was confused there.
Yeah.
So have you had any...
The other guy, that's Elliot Omdahl.
Oh, okay.
He finished second. He also was driving my car, my backup car that day.
Oh, okay. So who have you had drive cars before?
So this year, Brett Warner, he's racing the 35-8 out in Pennsylvania. He's
358 cars, yeah.
A 358
yeah, it's
car.
These
he's
cars.
The number 54.
Yeah, out in PA, yes. And they just went to the big wings. Now this is a little older, so the 358s now have the big wings.
Right, they did. They switched over, and his crew is entirely deaf. Nobody in there is hearing. They all use sign language. I'm proud to sponsor them, and I will always sponsor Brett. He's a great guy.
Has he drove for you, or is he going to?
Well, he drives his own car, but I'm his biggest sponsor. So I do have a 305 car parked outside here. And so I've offered up to have him come out and drive a 305 class if he'd like to. So we'll have to just wait and see what happens.
Okay. So no one else has drove your cars? Anybody in history, the old 39 cars, anything like that?
Well, I've had a few people over the years. Yes. Let's see. 1993, I did actually have Doug Wolfgang drive my car.
You're lying. Where? You're lying. Where?
No, seriously.
No, you did. No, you're lying. No.
There we go. There's proof.
Now, when did this happen?
Do you remember Doug Wolfgang's famous crash? He
got
Kansas
burned.
City in That was in April 1992. So it was in March of 1993 that he wanted to get back into a car. So we didn't really want anyone to know. It was a pretty big secret, but somehow news leaked. And boy, did it leak quickly and everywhere. So Jackson was packed that night. There was not a spot left in the grandstands. Everybody wanted to see the return of Doug Wolfgang. So he raced in the first heat. Won his heat, and then I was in the second heat, and I also led in my heat, and we had 2 laps left to go when my motor blew up. It was so disappointing. So Doug came over to me and he said, I am so sorry about your motor. Why don't you drive your own backup car? I will let you do it for the rest of the night. And I was like, oh no. Look at these grandstands. Do you think these people came to see me? Not one of them cares if I race. They all want you to race. And so I said, no, I want to sit and watch you race. And he's like, thank you so much. Let's get ready. And he packed it up and got in the car. I think he, if I remember correctly, he started 4th in the A feature. He got himself up to 2nd, and then he finally found the right line, and boy, did he take off. I mean, it was just beautiful. Everyone was so excited, and you could just see the excitement in the crowd. The media was all over him when the race was done. It was a pretty big night. Good memories. Good memories.
Now, a lot of people think that Wolfgang just kind of went away, after the fire wreck. They don't remember this return era of Wolfgang. What happened after he got into your car and won?
Oh, let's see. He won that night, and he had some local offers. He did race a little bit here and there, and then I don't remember exactly what year it was, but he drove for 71M, Motter.
Motter,
Yeah.
71 Motter.
And I don't remember the details, but he ended up getting hurt or something wasn't feeling right, so he stopped again and just decided that it probably wasn't worth it.
Yeah, he's from Sioux Falls, correct? Doug Wolfgang?
He is. He is from Sioux Falls for sure. Funny thing is that when he was little, he used to hang out in my grandfather's race shop. And he was friends with Doug Clark and my Uncle Guy. They were all the same age, and so they grew up around the cars. So then my other uncle, his cousin Butch, they were all good friends, grew up together. You know, they kind of took me under their wing also, and so I grew up following around Doug Clark and Doug Wolfgang and the World of Outlaws and watching all of these guys hang out at the track. So he was always my hero, always has been.
So now you got this. Is that some of the big memories of your life, and now you're just trying to help everyone else out like you did at one time, and then...
For sure. I mean, what I see is I have a lot of customers that don't know how to start. Or they get started and they don't know how to progress. And I remember being in their shoes. So that's what the whole goal of the business is. I've got used parts for low budget racers. I'm very happy to give advice and get them going. I work basically 7 days a week in the shop. My wife helps when she can, and we have a lot of friends who come out to support. I've got a couple guys that just hang out in the shop and help me.
Well, I mean, sometimes wives are hard to have in this industry. Is your wife a nice lady, or is she mean?
Oh, my wife is wonderful.
No pressure, right?
No pressure at all. No pressure at all. Yeah, no, she's good support. And actually, I think she would rather I keep the shop, because if not, I'd be at home bugging her all the time.
Is that true? Voice in the background?
It is true. It's definitely true.
It's true. Okay.
It's definitely true. Because if I didn't have the business, I'd be at home and I'd start to get bored and I'd get really anxious and I'd be like, "What should we do now? What should we do now? What should we do now?" And she'd go nuts. So it's a good deal all around.